Hi, this is Melissa from Resilience Law. You can find me online at resiliencelegal.com, and I'm coming to you today to tell you what to expect at your Social Security disability hearing. Because of the COVID-19 pandemic, all of these hearings will be held virtually. They'll either be held by telephone or online. Because of that, it's important to keep your attorney or the Social Security Office of Hearing Operations up to date on your most recent contact information so you can be sure that they'll reach you at the time of your hearing. On the hearing, there's typically 5 people present. The first is the administrative law judge. The second is a hearing reporter who makes a recording of the hearing itself. Next will be you, also your attorney. Hopefully you have an attorney. I'd love to represent you, but if not me, find someone who's willing to take on your claim because these hearings can get very technical and difficult to do on your own without an attorney to help you out. The last person who will be present at the hearing is typically someone called a vocational expert. This is someone whose only job it is to talk about what sorts of positions might be available in the general economy for someone who has the same limitations as you do. And that person is going to be testifying about their expert knowledge about vocations or jobs that are available. At the start of the hearing, the judge will ask you a series of questions that are unique to these COVID virtual hearings. They'll ask if you're alone in the room you're in because they can't see where you are. They'll ask if anyone is coaching you, like if someone's texting you or, emailing you what to say when the judge asks you the questions. It's important that your testimony is your own and no one is coaching you. And finally, the judge will make sure that neither you nor your attorney is recording the hearing without prior permission. After all these questions are answered, the judge will swear you in. You will raise your right hand and swear that you'll tell the truth and the whole truth. So once that's done, the hearing itself gets started. And what happens during the hearing is that the judge and your attorney will ask you a series of questions about where you live, what you do on a daily basis, what type of work you've done in the past, and what your limitations are that prevent you from doing any work. I can go a little bit more in depth in another video about what to expect for these questions, but typically it's the same series of questions. And again, they're focusing on what you do on a daily basis, what type of work you've done in the past, and why your disability prevents you from performing work-related duties. So it is this kind of very focused questioning, but generally the judges are pretty nice about it. Nobody's cross-examining you or trying to catch you in a lie. It feels more like a conversation than a formal hardcore court hearing like you'd see on TV. Once the questions are done, the judge will stop asking you questions and we'll move on to the vocational expert. The judge and your attorney will pose a series of hypothetical questions to this vocational expert about what sorts of jobs might be available based off of various set of limitations about what you may or may not be able to do. Again, that's something I'm definitely going to discuss in another video because the vocational testimony can be pretty confusing. If you've never done this before, which hopefully this is your first and last Social Security hearing and you get on benefits and you don't need to come back. So, and finally, at the end of the hearing, the judge asks if there's anything more you want to say that you haven't had an opportunity to do so. Sometimes the judge will give the attorney an opportunity to offer a closing argument. That's not as common. And then after all this buildup and questioning and waiting and anxiety, it's a huge letdown at the end of the hearing because what happens next is you wait more. You wait another 6 weeks to 3 months to get the judge's decision, which you'll receive by mail. So that's the most important thing that sometimes I do forget to tell claimants because it's kind of not what we're amping up for. We're amping up for the hearing and then you have to wait. So that's what you should expect at your Social Security disability hearing during COVID-19. It'll be a video, it'll be a telephone call. I think they're moving more towards videos around February of 2020. And at the hearing, the judge will ask you questions, your lawyer will ask you questions. You need to be alone in a room where you can see your technology, you can hear your telephone, whichever it is, and you're going to answer all these questions truthfully, and then at the end, you're going to wait more. That's the name of the game for the Social Security process from beginning to end, waiting. If you have any more questions, feel free to call me. You can reach out to me on my website, resiliencelegal.com. I'm always happy to talk about Social Security with claimants, my claimants, anyone who's interested, because I think that it's a process where transparency is hard to come by, and I am more than happy to be transparent and help you. If you have a Social Security claim, let's get started. Thank you.